Law of the bedroom, number 63. Avoid prostitutes, escorts, embarrassment, jail, and disease. Here's a quote for you. From the midst of the very foundation of pleasure, something of bitterness arises to vex us in the flower of enjoyment. Wow, that was pretty profound. From the midst of the very foundation or fountain of pleasure, something of bitterness can arise to vex us in the flower of enjoyment. As in, we're having a good time. Oh, in the moment. Oh, this is great. And then after that little moment is over, something was stirring up and developing and happening that afterwards, it just went downhill. And I'm thinking of an actor right now who was married, had some kids, and he was caught with a prostitute, which I think he got pregnant. He got her pregnant. That ain't good. And then another situation with another man who was dating a really hot and very talented and sexy actress that we all love. If I were to mention her name, you'd be like, oh, I do know her. And I know that story. He got in trouble and ruined her vision of a great wedding that was coming up. And it just wrecked her I can imagine still to date, like 15 years later, or however long it's been. I bet she still feels like she got her guts kicked in when it was found out that he was cheating on her with some of these escorts and prostitutes. And even if you're single and you think, oh, I'm not going to hurt anybody, it's just me. No, that other person, that woman, is probably going through her own bout of trouble. And that's why she's in that business, per se. Okay? And you just don't want to be a part of it. You just don't want to be a part of it. So, now, if you have to ask why you shouldn't be with these types of women, then the definitive answer would be to avoid prostitution, jail time, embarrassment to family and friends, and risking sexually transmitted diseases. Okay? And also, theft. You invite these women into your home, escorts, prostitutes, etc. You invite them into your home. You go to the bathroom. They take something. They steal it. They steal your wallet. They steal your phone. It's called extortion for more money. You go to a hotel room. Same thing. You better put your belongings, your expensive, watch, your wallets, phone, you better put that stuff in the safe, because trust no one, suspect everyone. Can you hear that theme throughout this whole audio program? Trust no one, suspect everyone. And remember what we talked about, avoiding women, certain types that are, kind of scary, And these women operate in a world where theft is how they get paid. And I don't mean to say it like that, but there's something along those words. They're having sex with you. They're enjoying, I don't know if they're enjoying it. You might be enjoying it. But there's theft going on. Somebody's heart is getting stolen. Somebody's heart is getting hurt. Maybe you are compressing and compounding their hurt for their heart because they got to be on their back again. They got to do this again and again and again. And you know what? 1 out of 100 women might say, oh, I love this business. It's for me. I love it. You know what? You're a rarity. Let's talk about the majority. I don't want to hear from the minority. I want to talk about the majority. And to me, theft would be the biggest fear and reason why I wouldn't want to do any of this kind of stuff. Because not only could they steal from you, but I've also, in fact, it was in the news lately here in Las Vegas, where a woman, an escort, had drugged 2 men and, went to their hotel room, put some kind of drug in their drink. They passed out. She stole, and I think it was in both cases, she stole their $30,000 watch, times 2. She sold 2 watches valued at $15,000 to $35,000. Point is, she got caught. But who knows if she sold those watches on the black market, got the cash. They'll never see those watches again. But what about your driver's license, your wallet, your cell phone? All that information is gone because they stole it. Stole, steal, theft. Now, she faces grand larceny charges because she got caught. We're talking 10 to 20 years in jail. Good for her. Well, not really. And these men, not that they are responsible, but these men put her in a situation where they tempted her. She took their watches, and now she's going to jail. So Let's say that they had families. Now they have to live with, this woman is now in the papers. She's going to be in court. The prosecutor wants to summon these men to come to court to testify. Where are you going today, honey? Yeah, I'm just going down to court. I had sex with an escort. She stole my watch. The prosecutor is going to send her to jail, and I got to go down there to testify. Yeah, that's going to be real nice. Jail. Or who knows what other kinds of jail things could be involved. Maybe she plants some drugs on you because she has to hide them because the cops are after her. Who knows? And I've heard stories where the girlfriend of the boyfriend, he goes to jail for 5 years. She goes to jail for 6 months or a year just because she was kind of with him in the car or something. If you're in a hotel room and that escort or prostitute brings drugs into that room and the cops come in, what's that going to do for you? It's just not worth it. Understand that many women involved in prostitution aren't there because they want to be. Most are desperate women, financially or personally. Many are emotionally robbed. Remember I told you about theft of the heart, of self-worth, suffered all kinds of abuse, physical, emotional, verbal, and are in dire straits. To their way of thinking, they have no choice other than to offer sex for money and security. By exchanging in crude behavior with prostitutes, etc., you are ignoring the thoughts and feelings of the one who really loves you, if you are in a relationship. If you are using another woman because you aren't getting the intimacy and loving feelings that you crave from your current girlfriend or your wife, that ain't good. It's still no excuse to drop your trousers and get it off for a few minutes. It's much better to talk to her, your gal, and attempt to explain what's going on inside of you before you commit the potential deadly act of killing somebody's heart. And I talked about that earlier about cheating. If you're really feeling that bad down and out and you got to go cheat on your gal, go talk to her. Honey, I got a problem and I need your help. I haven't done anything. I was about to, but I stopped myself. I need help and I want your help because I want to stay with us. I need you to dress up as a hooker and go to this hotel and wait for me. I'm going to rent out a room and then I want to take you upstairs and I want to bang the crap out of you. And I want to F you. I want to just make love to you all night long. Oh, honey, that sounds exciting. I can help you there. Yeah, I'll be that. And women could really dress up the part really well. They could just throw on all kinds of wigs and fancy clothes and stilettos and heels. And oh my gosh, they could totally dress up the part. That would be really cool. So guys, in that sense, get creative. And isn't it true? I can't even remember the phrase. Something about, women want to be a man's wife, girlfriend, love mate, life partner outside the bedroom, but inside the bedroom, they want to be his slut, his whore. There is a phrase like that, and it's used in fun jest. It's not demeaning, and it's kind of cool. It's because the bedroom and sex within a relationship is very, I don't want to say the word rugged, but it's very physical. It's very animalistic. And it's true. So for her to be your little whore, your little slut, that's kind of cool. Because you're going to be her gigolo, her, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's all role playing and it's all, at the end of the day, everybody's getting off and that's what counts. But here's the thing. Don't risk everything on a profession that is still illegal in most states and around the world. Because once you do commit the act of infidelity and cheat on the one you love, you'll probably never be able to live it down. And that is if you have a conscience. I hope so. You'll be marked for life in your own mind and ultimately in the minds and hearts of other people. Like that actor, high-profile actor. Women loved him. He was married, had a couple kids, and he had a fling with a prostitute, and it got picked up. And I think he was arrested. And of course, he's going to get out of it. He's got the money to bail himself out. Everybody's going to walk from it. But he's got that tarnish, that black eye on his history. You don't even remember all the great movies he made. You just remember this one thing that stood out. Oh, he got busted with a hooker. And I bet he was only in that room for 4 or 5 hours. It ain't worth it. No. And I can come up with all other kinds of stories and scenarios which you can probably come up with on your own. So, law of the bedroom number 63, just avoid prostitutes, escorts, embarrassment, jail, and disease. And here's something, just a side note, because I read all kinds of stuff. I watch all kinds of videos. And these men who go to other countries to have sex with underage girls, do you know the authorities in our country follow them and kind of work with, authority, law enforcement over there in those countries, which isn't always on top of it. Sometimes they turn a blind eye because of the corruption and the briberies. I get that, and it's disgusting. And that's why, don't go over there, because it's corrupt and you're only, these girls are like 7 years old, 10, 12, 14 years old, and they're being used by their parents, sadly, to bring in money because they live in poverty. And men are taking advantage of this, and they take advantage of little boys too, but predominantly it depends on the culture. I mean, I've heard horrible things over in the Middle East, and with young men, young boys being taken advantage of by older men. It's just like I said earlier about sex addiction. It's like I said earlier about don't be too eager for sex. It's like I said earlier about sex can either keep you warm or it can burn you. You've got to rein in this desire to get your willy somewhere and stick it somewhere. What was I? Oh, I could even read to you. I'll probably paraphrase just to protect this young lady's statement on her Instagram channel. But she was joking about how men are so horny that they would even stick it in some kind of a sub sandwich or a club sandwich or something. And I'm like, it's true, and it's disgusting and terrible. They would do a particular grocery store sub if they had the chance. They're so desperate. Imagine waking up every day knowing that a meatball sub could end your romantic life. Oh my gosh. People, men in general, control your urges. Don't go after these prostitutes, escorts, embarrassment, jail, and disease. You don't know what's going to happen outside when you leave that room. Forget about it. Only have sex with someone you've vetted, and you trust, and they are more concerned about you leaving them, so they honor your wishes to be, good, normal, honest. Honesty is the best policy, all that kind of stuff. Anyhow, I hope this helped out somewhat on this topic. Feel free to comment in the comment section below if you've gotten in trouble, if you've learned from that situation, if you were close and maybe avoided it, or, all that jazz. So let me know. The next and upcoming law of the bedroom is number 64. Stop having sex for all the wrong reasons. This is a good one. Let's check it out.